Hi, my name is Robert McLeman, and this is a video for students in ES102 at Wilfrid Laurier University, and it's a short introduction to the second of 5 labs that students do in this course. This week's theme is citizen science. Now, in this day and age, we tend to think of science or scientists as being practiced by people in lab coats who work in universities or research institutions behind closed doors. And while a lot of professional science is done that way, it wasn't always the case. In fact, until fairly recently, a lot of scientific and engineering research was done by what we would today call amateurs, people who did it for the love of what they're doing and not necessarily because they were employed as scientists. I mean, when you think about some of the great scientific discoveries of the past, people like Charles Darwin. Darwin didn't work at a university. He did much of his research at home. So we need to start rethinking about who does science and what and why. And there's a lot of things that the average family or household or individual can do to participate in scientific research at home. So the goal of this lab is to get you thinking about how we can re-engage the average citizen with the scientific community. Now, you may recall from talking in class that I've been involved in a project at Wilfrid Laurier University called rinkwatch.org. It was set up by Colin Robertson, who's a professor in geography, along with a grad student named Hayden Lawrence. And several of the students in this course actually have volunteered their time and energy towards Rinkwatch. And what Rinkwatch does is fairly simple. It invites Canadians who maintain an outdoor rink in their backyard or in their neighborhood park to come to the website, pin the location of that rink on a Google map, and then periodically come back from time to time and enter skating conditions on that rink. So could you skate on Monday, not on Tuesday because of the weather? And the idea is to pool this data from outdoor rinks across North America and use it over time to start tracking some of the trends that are going on in winter weather conditions. Now, the methodology is actually not all that new. The bird watching community, for example, has been doing the same thing for decades now. They have backyard bird counts, Christmas bird counts, and what happens is people in their backyards record the birds that they see at their feeders, they put them into a website, and over the course of time, scientists are able to track the health and stability of bird populations. And it's really quite valid information, and it gets people excited about science. There's a couple things you're going to do then in this lab. The first thing you're going to do before your lab meeting is you're going to go to the Cornell University eBird website and check that out, find out what citizen science is about, and you can always follow the links there to see some other examples. The other thing that I encourage you to do is to go to rinkwatch.org and see what's happening at that site. Now, you do have to register to see all the features of the website, but you don't actually have to have an outdoor rink to do so. So that's what you're going to do before you meet with your lab instructor. When you get to your lab meetings, what you're going to do is talk about with your lab instructor and your group some of the different aspects of citizen science. So for example, what are the things that citizen science can do? What sorts of questions can citizens help professional scientists answer? Are there questions that citizen scientists cannot help answer? For example, testing nuclear energy facilities, that's something I think we should leave to professionals. And then we can talk about what sorts of environmental issues trouble you or concern you, or do you think that the broader community should be engaged in as citizen scientists and start working with environmental researchers in particular. After your lab meeting, then what you're going to do is you're going to do an assignment, and there's 2 aspects to the assignment. One is that you're going to go out and identify, I think, 4 different citizen science projects that are already in operation, see how they operate, and just write a very quick summary of each. The second thing you're going to do is think about an environmental issue that troubles you particularly, one that you think is really important, and imagine that you have been contracted to create a citizen science project to address that issue. Then what you have to do is actually put together a proposal of how your citizen science project would operate. And so there's more details about that in the written instructions for the lab. But those are the 2 key things that you're going to do this week. So if you have any questions about it, ask your lab instructor. Otherwise, I hope you enjoy this one, and I look forward to seeing you in class.